Onegaishimasu. Welcome back to the Goju Karate Center. So tonight, Sensei Zoe has asked me to try and redo our live stream from Friday so that we can try and encapsulate it or try and capture as much of the similar idea and essence of what we were doing during the live stream. So what might end up happening is I might end up leaving some bits out because I don't plan any of these things. It just kind of comes and it rolls out and then we go. So we might have a couple of new ideas and we might leave a couple of ideas out. Needless to say, there is always the live stream to go back and look at. We know the sound was terrible. The connectivity inside was horrendous. So the reason behind this is to try and redo this video so that you've got something good that you can go back to, and ultimately we might even just delete that live stream so that, the shame will be gone. Okay, so Geki Sai Kata, so Geki Sai Dai Ichi and Geki Sai Dai Ni Kata, and working from basic Bunkai right through to slightly more advanced Bunkai, taking on ideas from different federations, different organizations, etc., etc., etc. As always, this is meant to be an inspiration, but when you go back to your dojo, please do what your sensei says, okay? The idea of opening your mind, filling your cup, this is important. And seeking inspiration from all the other different Goju schools, herein is the beauty of our karate. But when you do find something that works, please try and work it as much as possible. Hi, Brian, let's get going. What we do is we have 6 bunkai for Geki Sai Dai Ichi, and they're kind of very basic. So we're going to go through them from different angles or sides. So let's go left leg back. Brian is punching Jordan. I'm moving to the outside. I'm blocking. Bring this hand back, stepping in and smacking him in the head. We move back. God, let's go to right side, please. Punching Jordan. Swivel to the outside, striking the groin. Moving back, let's go right side back, chest punch, please. Block, moving 45 degrees. Sometimes a little bit backwards might be better. Create a bit of space. Kick, elbow, uraken. And moving back. Let's go left side, gedan zuki. Moving to the outside, block. Gyakuzuki to floating ropes. Block. Simply just striking to the throat or to the neck. And let's go right side, chudan, to the inside, double punch. So that's our 6 basic bunkai we do in our dojo for Geki Sai Dai Ichi. For Geki Sai Dai Ni, our basic bunkai would be right side, please. Punch Jordan, Ichi, back block, knee, punch, san. And ready. So it's a combination of number 1 and number 2. And your partner has another facet, so they're allowed to block that technique. All right, let's go right hand, chudan. 1, 2, 3. He punches, block, make a bit of space, gyakuzuki. All right, then for the hikyukes, punch chudan, block to the inside, move to the outside, and strike. And then punch chudan, right side, block to the inside, clear, strike, strike, and back. So that would traditionally be what we would advocate for grading for our students to have as their base layer. And it is important to understand that in grading, you are being asked to explain, do you possibly understand what the kata means? And therefore you are showing the bunkai of the school, or of the dojo, or of the federation. And you would learn, practice, and polish these techniques. Okay, so some other ideas that have come up over the course of time. Let's go, Brian. Okay, right side back. Brian punches Jordan. 1, 2. Blocking to the inside, grasping, seizing, and attacking the throat with a vertical fist or seiken. No problem. Okay, he punches again. 1, 2. We like to grab the gi, stepping through, or sotogari, punching to the ribs, or striking gedan tetsui. Let's change angles, please, Brian, so they can see the angle from this side. So right side again here, please. 1, 2, come in, grab, go past, reaping leg, punch, or strike. Okay. Brian punches 1, block, punch 2, 3. Basic idea. Brian punches 1, punch 2, 3. Same idea, triple block. I did a variation of this. This is very much Higoana Sensei from my childhood. Let's move on to the gedan berai. Punch. 1. Attacking and trying to break the arm. It's one idea. And then maigiri, left side, please. So as the kick comes, block and hold good position. Very powerful block, very much a shocking treatment. The downside to this bunkai is that it finishes on a blocking technique, and a lot of people look at it and go, okay, and? So a couple of years ago, one of my sensei suggested a natural follow-up, so let's go Zuki Gedan, 1, 2. Okay, so block and just pivot to punch. And this is kind of how that rolls. Let's go right side. 1, Gedan, yep. 1, 2, 3. So we're now ready for just sit back, roll, carry on. Okay, so it's very much a reverse block. So instead of gedan, so instead of this way and in, hit, over and press, ring the bell, lift him up and roll. So we've already got like one really nice osotogari takedown, over and around, folding, throwing, which is pretty cool. Okay, so punch 1. If you move to the outside now, not so effective. So better. 1, 2, uraken. If he ducks, 1, 2, he catches. Let's change angle, please, Brian, so I can see what's happening. He's blocking this. Now, 3, 4. This moves to another reaping leg, or possibly even a hip throw if you get deep enough. Okay, so like hip throw, I love reaping leg. It's like one of my favorites. Okay, so let's go that one again, please, Brian. So 1, 2, 3, groin, punch, past. Try punch past. Then, if you step this way, pull. Basically, you're going to get partial like hip throw. And if you reap through with your leg, at the same time, then you're able to reposition your opponent here. Now, something I didn't do is that in this position, a lot of time we just hit. We're conditioned to hitting, but something that was a little bit more classical, keeping that thumb on top, going over, and putting the person in arm bar. Now, I like 1, 2. All right, I'm a savage. I kick people on the floor. Find it's much more effective. If you put your foot here, sometimes maybe the person bites you in the calf. So, oh, sorry, Brian. Okay, standing on his head, as well as looking for that arm bar. Okay, I'm not a grappler. I know there are lots of flaws in my arm bar. I know I should have folded my arms, got in really tight, pulled it in, pulled him right up onto my crotch, so that as I was sitting back, I was already starting to pop that elbow. Obviously, it's basic video. And the grapplers out there, you guys rock when you guys do it. Okay, no offense. You guys are the bomb at that. I'm not. I've just got a little bit of your ability. Like maybe 1/10%. So acknowledgement to you guys. Cool. Hope everybody likes my videos. Leave a comment, okay? So we did down to the floor after this. Brian punches 1, gedan, 1, 2. Very, very typical kind of idea. Sometimes when you see people pull their arm and then go to the strike, it's because they're thinking about this. I'm guilty. All right. Straight arm and hyperextension and pulling. I'm just making sure the mic is not squashed. Brian, we're going to turn at an angle. So we're getting into this position. We're trying to pull and break. And then typical thing that would do, kick that leg out, fall down with the person and kick. This is, again, very much verbatim Sensei Chinen, going down, falling, breaking. I know Higohana Sensei did something very similar. I spent a lot more time when I was able to absorb with Sensei Chinen. I was very little with Higohana Sensei when he used to come to South Africa in the 1980s. We're going to just turn it to the inside. I might not have done something along this line. Brian punches Chudan. I move in and I strike for the neck. So it's this neck strike round. Now we're looking for that guillotine. And something that is useful with the karate suit, get that hand up nice and high. Don't get too low, get it up nice and high. And then grab, and then try and get your bicep. Try get your bicep and your hand to touch one another. Okay? And that's the way I kind of figure that's how you get that triangle kind of lock across both those vessels. So there you go. Lift up, and the moment you can lift up really high, your partner is tapping. You okay, Brian? Okay, so your partner is tapping out and is saying, enough. Okay, obviously when you get to that point, you know this foot sweep stomp. Well, just imagine that foot sweep is actually a knee kick. So he's here, 1, 2. Now I can pump him with the knee, keeping him preoccupied while I'm reaching up and grabbing on and getting Brian to choke. Are you okay? Okay, so this is kind of another idea that we can have from there. All right, let's go to the double punch. So Brian, let's go to the outside. So punch 1, short punch, high punch, all together. Okay, let's go to the other hand and we'll do 1, 2, folding and pulling, this hand going up onto his face, grabbing his face or his hair. Think about the end of the kata. Okay, grabbing his hair, I'm going to just turn so that he spins as I go down. So turn him around so you get to this kind of position, and then from here, hit or hit. What's important is not this, but ideally either this or this or this. Okay, right. Geki Sai Dai Ichi, okay. Brian punches 1, 2. Basic idea. Brian punches again. 1, 2, 3. Secret technique. Step onto his foot. Now push him over. All right. Eyes, also very, very important. 1. First hiki, second hiki, pull. Third hiki, hit, grab, or hit. And also, right, but we use this more with Mawashi. Okay, so a couple of ideas. 1, 2, 3. Obviously, something similar to Seisan. Punch 1. Yes. 1, 2. Often a very good, useful idea in fighting might be this hand or this hand doing something while you distracting, you kicking somewhere, maybe groin, and then carrying on with the kata. So let's go punch 1, just an idea. 1, 2, I've distracted him now. Can move on with the kata, and now he's going to slog and swing. So now 3, and we can carry on with movements as they flow naturally from the body. All right, Mawashi, okay. Toraguchi, the most important block in Goju in some ways, because other than great footwork, it seems to be a reoccurring theme. Okay, so Jodanzuki. So 1, up, Chudanzuki, 2, crank, and take down, and then strike and do whatever. Okay, so I think this is my earliest memory of Mawashi Uke. Come a bit closer, Brian. Preferred the ideas that came from breaking it down to singulars. So punch Chudan 1. Okay. Punch Jodan. All right. And then I worked on something a couple of years ago that would be a continuation and a mishmash of both of them. So he punches 1, 1, 2. This hand covering. And the Mawashi is also helping me protect and push him over and to stay out the way. He's now going to redirect. This hand is going to grab here. As it does, it's also going to turn around. I want to get my hand into this position. So my hand is going to come down and around his arm. I'm going to have this kind of smooth stickiness, but it does mean he can escape. I'm hoping that he's going to put all of his energy into that fist, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to come into his line of sight and press down so he can see my face, and that's hopefully going to allow him to step out and take that hook. So as that hook comes, I'm going to redirect, and at that point, I'm going to allow this hand to come up this way. Okay, so we're going to move to redirect ourselves. So when this happens, now I've got that lock. Now I automatically just step in, and now I've taken his balance. It often works in places where if Brian punches Jordan, you have to be so crazy fast and strong. And then to hold this while that person is punching with that hand, I don't think it's a likelihood. I think it's a good stepping stone, a good learning progression, but it's far better to be able to get some body locking involved, and that's why instead of blocking up here and trying to catch, punch Jordan, I'm literally going to flow around it. Now, what I'm holding on to is his arm with my rib cage, my elbow, and this body pulling. So I'm kind of getting this effect. And now the lure to draw him into the next attack brings this up. Now we've immediately got that, redirected him, and I just step past him. And then we can carry on. Okay, let's go Jodan Zuki. Very much my simple and basic. All right, punch 1. Same idea. Okay, but to the inside. And punch 1. Same idea, but to the outside. Okay, I'm now trying to purposefully redirect and position Brian, but sometimes you might just grab, crank, and yank. Okay, so that kind of tends to help with this kind of turning motion. It's the reason we do so much Kongo Ken. It's a turning exercise. Go and look at Bubishi, please, and look at those positions where the attack will be Jordan, 1, 2, and sometimes the hand is underneath and the person's head is close and they're busy cranking. Sometimes they're on the inside and they are cranking. A very, very common theme found in Bubishi. Thank you, Hanshi McCarthy, for making it all available to us people who do not speak Japanese. Okay, so it is like taking these ideas and just putting them into your kata. Every time I look at those 48 diagrams, I go, oh, Geki Sai Dai Ichi, Cipher, Seiyunshin, Seppai, whatever. And I'm just picking the movement and going, oh. And sometimes it's the attack and sometimes it is actually the defense. And that's the joy of those like pictograms, those nice, beautiful little drawings. There's like this 48 counter and defense drawings. Okay, so typically ending of katas. If we're standing, Brian, take a punch. 1, Jordan. So 1, 2, pull, knee. It's this kind of idea. Okay. I think for IGKF people, this hand, maybe the person is trying to grab on with 2 hands, and you're trying the idea, like say Unshin, just to open their attack. So if he's grabbing on one attack, then hands come together, 2, or attack. So IOGKF very, very much. And if you're the other way around, pulling the face off. But attack and attack and attack. So if you look at somebody's kata from a different federation and it looks different to your kata, a question we all need to ask ourselves is why, and what bunkai are they doing, and whether or not will it work for me, and can I steal it? Literally, can I steal it? Can I make it my own? I've often said this, the beauty of Goju in this modern day and age is its diversity. And it's so fascinating to see so many different instructors teaching Goju this way, slightly different, because this is the nuance, this is the idea we're after. This person is teaching this way because this. I know many people who this is wrong and this is right. I honestly, I think the phrasing, the wording should be, this is wrong for our school. This is the way we do it in our school. That is right for that school. I think that is how we should be phrasing it. And more importantly, if you can find something that works from somebody else's school that fits in nicely with your build, your flexibility, your mentality, then you should be allowed to incorporate it. After all, to find karate in everything we do and to incorporate karate from everywhere, that's the beauty of karate. Like kind of twisting Gishin Funakushi's words a little bit, but I think that's the beauty, and I think we need to keep our honor and our respect for our federation and our school. We always do what our sensei says, but we also need to be open-minded enough to be able to learn from different people. We're just over 8,000 subscribers. We're very, very stoked about that, and I'm super grateful because some of my best contributors and my best commentators that I have got are not from my school. They really aren't. Some of my best commentators and contributors have come from other schools and are sharing their piece of pie with us. And I'm extremely grateful because that is the true spirit of Karate Do. And that is the true spirit of how we should be moving forward. And I think that is far more important. So to everybody out there who leaves a comment and who shares their vast knowledge, we've got some commentators who have got immense knowledge, who are sharing it. Thank you very much. Some of you send us private email, some of you leave a comment on the channel, and I'm extremely grateful because you're putting that knowledge out there, and that's super cool. I hope you enjoyed some variations of Bunkai. This is a remake of a live stream. Hopefully I covered everything. There were some techniques that I wanted to do, and somewhere along the line they went in this year, out that year, went through the processor and never got turned into a video. Hopefully somewhere in the future I'll make a video about the things I've forgotten about. Cool. Have an awesome week and thank you very much. Arigato gozaimasu. Sayonara.